guys, I'm Layla. Today we're in Raid Shadow Legends and continuing on with Wonderland and Alice's adventures. We're going to be checking out the lore story for Cheshire Cat. And honestly, he's probably my favorite, I think, of the 5 that were added in. I love what they did with him and how they made him fitting for Teleria. I am curious though how because he's in the demon spawn, right? Like we would have expected that he could have been obviously like skinwalkers. That would have made the most sense since he's a cat, right? But I am curious how he ends up being a demon. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to read his lore story. I haven't checked it at all, but I would love to know what you guys think. I am thrilled that he's one of the champs we added in. When Raid was teasing, we actually, like a lot of people thought his silhouette was the Jabberwocky. So instead we got Cheshire Cat. So let's check out his lore story together. Let's figure out how he ended up a demon. Were once to believe the priests of the Church of Lamea or the war bishops of the Sacred Order, every demon spawn is a depraved worshipper of Siroth. This is not true. Some have turned against him in recent centuries, disappointed by the defeat suffered in the Great Wars, tired of the infernal politic and brutality of Enethrad, or just wishing for a peaceful life. For his part, the Cheshire Cat, known as Cheshire, abandoned Siroth in the aftermath of the Second Great War. Every inch of Teleria was soaked in blood during that terrible conflict. The meat of corpses fed carrion for months and nourished the soil for a generation. Entire woodlands have grown on some battlefield sites, their roots entwined with the skeletons of the fallen, some of which strain and twitch with undeath to this day. The cat had been aligned with Siroth for many a century when he made the decision to abandon him. It had been a long stint, and many Sirothi firstborn had expected such a betrayal earlier, for even before the Great Divorce, the feline-esque Cheshire was known for his fickleness and untrustworthy grin. He was a darkly playful creature who toyed with mortals and immortals alike for what seemed like little more than his own pleasure before retiring without warning. Many of the Shadow God's other firstborns noticed that Cheshire didn't do much in the way of fighting. He was able to disappear at will, appearing to phase in and out of existence. Walls were little barrier to him, and he clawed many a dwarf to death who considered themselves secure when he did join battle. His powers didn't protect him from the banishment spell, however. Like other firstborn fighting for Siroth, he was cast into Enethrad and became a demon. He was trapped. There was little to do at Enethrad for the cat besides play with lesser demons. To protect himself from others, he brokered information. His ability to render himself invisible and teleport, as well as his lack of allegiance to any save Siroth and himself, made him an ideal spy for hire. That will change with the Sin of the Dragons and Siroth's discovering of a way for his demons to return to Teleria by planting their soul into a Telerian body. The Sin had left thousands of dragon soldiers as captives in Enethrad, and all were taken as hosts by demons, the cat among them. His feline essence blended with the reptilian form of the dragon body he took, resulting in the creation of a demon spawn that resembled a spined lizard tiger. He retained his slippery trademark grin. Between his transformation to a demon spawn and his abandoning of Siroth's cause, the Cheshire Cat went back and forth between Teleria and Enethrad dozens of times. He soaked his paws crimson with dwarf blood during the fall of their under-empire, teleporting between sealed chambers at will. Nomad hunters of the Crockett Desert lived in fear of the blue-scale tiger, who hunted so many of their kin. He was the bane of mortals and Lightbringers alike during the Second Great War, but Siroth's eventual defeat finally saw him bored and frustrated. He never returned to Enethrad. He was well known enough to be hunted by the Lightbringers, who were less easily fooled by his invisibility and better able to anticipate where he teleported next. The cat fled into Durham Forest to evade them, where he met beings who were even harder to elude. The insect lords could have killed him, but did not. They saw his annoyance with Siroth and had no love for the Shadow God themselves. They also knew the value of a demon-spawned servant, especially one so sneaky and cunning as the cat. They presented themselves to him, impressing upon him the need to thwart Siroth, telling him more of their nature than they had to any other previously to win his trust. Then proposing he serve them with full liberty to fulfill his tasks as he saw fit, and freedom to walk where he willed when he had no mission. The cat agreed. The insect lords were powerful creatures, tricksy in a way he greatly respected, and like them, he did not want Teleria to fall. Many centuries later, the insect lords ordered the Cheshire Cat to reclaim knowledge and treasures the Queen of Hearts had stolen. It was they who directed him to Alice the Wanderer. An ally in the Sacred Order could yield them much useful information, and they themselves could not leave the forest, so intertwined were their souls into it. For his part, Cheshire was greatly entertained by this task. The Queen's impulsivity and the Mad Hatter's insanity made for a combination in his enemies no one could be bored by. Okay, what a fun story for him. All right, so I like how they explain how he became this demon thing, right? Basically, his soul essence was transfused into one of the dragonkin, and then he became this. So I like how they explained that. I like also how they basically kept like his very playful, tricksy nature, and how it's funny how the lore literally ends about how going against the Queen and the Mad Hatter just means he's not going to be bored. So basically it's like, is he really a villain? Is he a good guy? Is he indifferent? Is he just bored? Is he just a trickster? It's really interesting to kind of see that. So we have in the story that he meets up with Alice and he's supposed to help her basically find the Red Queen and the Mad Hatter. And again, this kind of ties a bit with the lore story for the Queen of Hearts, which I shared previously. So guys, I'd love to know what you think for the lore story for the Cheshire Cat. Do you think they did a good job with it? Do you love how they made him into a demon spawn? And I am curious too. Yep, so we still get like the veil, the perfect veil, which again fits perfectly with the idea of him being able to go invisible, right? So I love that. Guys, drop me some comments down below. Let me know what you think for the lore story of the Cheshire Cat, and thanks for watching.